guys, you caught me. I'm just doing taking stickers off movies that I've received. Now, uh, I did a video not so long ago about some uh, Criterion films I picked up, and today I'm going to look at the Radius films that I've picked up. Just three here. So we're going to have a look at these releases from Radiance. Radiance are, I believe, they're a British company. I'm sure they are, and they're sort of like similar to Criterion, but they focus more on releases here in the UK, with sort of obscure films that don't really get mentioned, be it world cinema, or be it noir, be it whatever it is, horror, or whatever it is, giallo. That they tend to release a little bit of everything, a bit like Criterion. And I picked up a few releases to add to my collection. So we're going to have a little look at these today. We're going to have a look at one called Panic in Year Zero, which is a sort of sci-fi kind of horror film. We've got a body horror film called In My Skin. So we're going to have a look at that one. And we've got another psychological kind of horror film called She Dies Tomorrow. So they're the three films that I've picked up, and we're going to have a deep down look at those. So we won't waste any time. Let's have a deep down look at these three releases from Radiance. So here we are, guys. Here are the three latest pickups from Radiance. I will be trying to get some more, but at the moment I'm focusing really on my sort of Criterion collection. But these are another fantastic company in the same sort of quality as Criterion. These ones here are their main sort of limited edition sort of range, and they released them just like Criterion with the actual picture going straight up to the top. This is their sort of mid-range, their sort of more sort of cheaper sort of discount kind of label. Still on the Radiance label, but they released these items like this. So let's have a look at this one first. This is called She Dies Tomorrow, which is a horror film. Let's have a little look here for you all. Okay. When Amy is suddenly stricken by a random idea she will die tomorrow, a bizarre phenomenon starts passing through her social circle, where each and every person is eventually hit by the same realization that they are not that will last until the next that they will not last till the next sunrise. So it's quite a different and interesting premise, and I thought, wow, that's really cool. Imagine that you're waking up and you know the next day you're going to die, sort of thing. But anyway, this is a 2020 film by Amy Seimetz. It runs for 85 minutes and it's in colour. So let's have a look inside. We won't run through the special features too much because, again, it's a review item, isn't it, for me on my channel? Just so you can see if it's something that you fancy picking up. But when I saw the premise, I thought, oh, that sounds so interesting. I'm not expecting this to have anything inside because, like I said, this is their budget label where they sort of just release things through at a reasonable sort of price. And it says there number 7, so this could be number 7 in that sort of like in that kind of library for Radiance. So it is just going to be the film, and in here yeah, is this the standard editions? Sold out limited editions are made available with single-sided sleeves and the same disc with the special features. So if you get them limited and they sell out, you can buy them as a standard. When they get released as limited, they come in this sort of packaging, and then they release them in this standard edition afterwards. And obviously they also do some box sets, and when they release these singly out of these box sets, it will be in this kind of manner. So that is the first film. Got my little puppy here, and that's called She Dies Tomorrow, and it looks really interesting. Can't wait to review it. So let's have a look at one of the limited editions, which is this one called Panic in Year Zero. This is an old film, and this one is limited to 3,000 copies, and it's a UK Blu-ray premiere, so it's the first time on Blu-ray. It's when Harry Baldwin, played by Ray Milland, takes his family on a fishing trip. Their holiday is brutally interrupted by a catastrophic atomic war breaks out, destroying their suburban LA home. The United Nations announced that society has broken down and the Baldwins must quickly learn how to navigate year zero and do whatever it takes to survive. So yes, an atomic bomb goes off and everything changes. People start robbing and ransacking things and all this sort of thing and being violent to one another. It's a fight for sort of survival, a bit like that film The Road, if you've ever seen that sort of thing, where everyone is gone chaos, law has lost its way. Anyway, this is limited to 3,000 copies. This is a 1962 film in black and white, runs for 92 minutes, and is directed by Ray Millard, the main star, or Milland. Let's open this one. This is a limited one, so it should have a booklet. These little J cards I tend to put inside the sleeve once I open it, because if I remember right, they're not actually inside the sleeve. You've got to do that yourself. Oh no, it is inside the sleeve. Fantastic. Which I like. So if you're going to put a J card on it, that's the way to do it. Have it inside the actual case. So when you open it, you can see it's actually inside the J cards, inside there. So here is the release on Blu-ray. And this is number 80 in their film range. It doesn't tell you, it says limited to 3,000, but it doesn't actually tell you what number your one is, which would have been a nice touch, but there we go. So in here we have a booklet. We'll look at that in a second. We do have a reversible cover. In the standard you just get the single cover, but in the limited ones you get a reversible cover with original artwork there. Very cool. So we'll have a little look at the booklet. You can see what I mean by being very similar to Criterion in their quality. Even the booklets, as I just saw there, opens up and you've got the cast here. It even stars Frankie Avalon in here, the singer, who you may know from the Four Seasons, who sang the song and also sang the theme tune for Grease. He stars in this film. Quite a big cast. Joan Freeman's in it as well, and Gene Hagen. Yeah, it's quite a big cast on this one. Very cool. And it gives you the cast and crew with some pictures from the film. I think if you like films like Night of the Living Dead, films like this, not a zombie film, but if you like films like that where the world's gone to pot and it's a fight for survival, you will love this sort of film. This is why I class it as a sci-fi horror, because it's a science fiction of like a nuclear family. So 5 good ones: Panic in Year Zero and The Real Nuclear Family. It's like an essay by Christine Newland, which is nice. I love reading these essays. I've been starting to take these books to work with me and I read them on my breaks. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Frankie Avalon there. Got a bit of information here about the transfer notes. It was delivered to Radiance as a high-definition digital file from Park Circus. The film was transferred from a 35mm fine-grain positive, and it presents in 2.35 aspect ratio from the original mono audio mix. So that was what they received to make this transfer. Really cool, and again like an original sort of poster there on the back, which is really, really nice. Panic in Year Zero. Really cool. Looking forward to watching this one. You can see why I picked it out, because this is a brand new film to me. All these 3 films are brand new films that I haven't seen. I love buying movies that I've seen, but sometimes it's just nice to pick up kind of like blind buys. But you've read the synopsis, you've maybe watched the trailer, it's appealed to you, maybe seen a review of it or something like that, and you think it appeals to you. So it's blind, but it's not. It's just a new film to you. So yeah, Panic in Year Zero. I will review that in my channel. So the last pickup I had from Radiance is a body horror film called In My Skin. This again is a UK Blu-ray premiere, 18 certification, and this one is limited to just 1,000 copies. Very cool. One night at a house party, Parisian marketing professional Esther, I believe this might be a French film, hurts her leg with some industrial supplies. Alone when it happened, she doesn't even realise she's been hurt. The lack of pain fascinated her. So soon, thoughts of self-mutilation start to take over her life. So she injured her leg at work or an industrial injury. She didn't feel no pain from it. And she's got obsessed with it, obsessed with her leg and pain. She's saying, I'm not feeling pain. So she's probably trying to see how far she can get without pain. So it's a different kind of horror film. Yes, it's body horror, which is a required taste. If you don't mind seeing skin being peeled back, things like that, then it's good for you. But if you do, then it's definitely not for you. This is a new 4K restoration from this one. And let's have a look at this one. This is by Marina Devan. It's a French film. It's 2002 and it runs for 95 minutes in colour. Very cool. Wonderful artwork. Beautiful looking lady. So let's have a look inside this release. So you can see why I'm attracted to these titles. Not only are they elegant releases like the Criterion, they are fascinating stories. I do have a number of Radiance films. As you know, I have the two Dai Gothic box sets of the Japanese ghost stories. They are released by Radiance. I have other films by Radiance in my collection. My lad has a few Radiance releases because they've released quite a few sort of Japanese sort of samurai and ninja films, and he's into that. So this is the release. Wonderful, beautiful, beautiful cover. They feel so good. There's just something different about these covers. They just feel nicer. They just feel quality, and it makes all the difference. This is number 135 in their label number. So once again, it comes with a book, which we will look at, with that beautiful woman on there. Stunning. A reversible cover with the original French title, Dans ma peau, which means In My Skin, by Marina Devan. I actually quite like the reversible cover, but I'm going to keep it as it is now. Very nice. So here's the wonderful booklet. And the beautiful lady's name is Marina Devan. So not only did she direct it, she actually starred in it as the main character. So that is her there. Wonderful. So we've got a cast and crew pages. The mind-body problem, intimacy of disconnection in Marina Devan's In My Skin, an essay by Savina Pekova. Are these other films with Marina Devan or by Marina Devan? Irreversible, and that's a very violent French film. And Trouble Every Day also. This is probably going to be a part of the French extreme films. So, and beware of that, because I've got another unboxing coming. Let me reach over for it. I'll be unboxing this one shortly. So this will have its own video. That's the new 4K release of Martyrs. We will look at that in its own video. So some nice essays, long essays in here. Dear, dear. Eating Death by Marina Devan. Translated by Maurice Larazio. So she's trying to eat herself there. Yeah, this is probably not going to be an easy watch if it's a French extreme film, but it's still going to be wonderful for me because I love that sort of thing. So this is the transfer notes. In My Skin was restored in 4K by Severin Films for the original camera negative and supplied to Radiance Films as a high definition digital file. So that's where they got this transfer. Beautiful, wonderful, love that. Looking forward to that one. So they are my 3 pickups from Radiance I've got in my skin. We have Panic in Year Zero and She Dies Tomorrow. So wow, what a wonderful set of 3 brand new films to me. I'm looking forward to viewing these. So I've got some old school 1960s sci-fi horror right back to black and white films. I have sort of French extreme body horror, really cool, and a more kind of modern horror from 2020. She Dies Tomorrow. So that's going to be very interesting. So looking forward to watching all 3 of these. What do you guys think? That's what I'm trying to say to you. Some of these companies are worth looking at because they do have some films in there that you may not have ever heard of. You know, I'd never really heard of any of these. I was been watching a channel, a guy that I really like, and he does pick up some boutique channels. And he was telling, and one of his videos was about Radiance Films, saying how they pick their game up, and they're right up there to Criterion. In fact, he started to prefer them over Criterion. So I thought, let me have a little ponder through, because I do have a number of Radiance films in my collection. That one of the one with the demon, that was it called, Knights of the Demon or something like that. A really cool film. And obviously I've got my Japanese films, and I've got a couple of other Radiance films in my collections. Messiah of Evil, I believe, is a Radiance film. And I enjoyed every single one of them. So I thought, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to grab some. And if these are for me, I'm going to start building up my Radiance collection. Massive shout out to my lad. Cheers, guys.